Alright folks, today we have a very, very special layout slash garden tour for you. We are here at Dave and Barb Whittemore's beautiful garden railroad. And what we're going to do, we're going to kind of give you an overview of the area. We're going to have Dave explain the various parts of the garden for those that are botanically inclined. And then we're going to go down and he'll show us the trains, kind of explain the trains, the operations, and we'll get some just nice views. You probably can hear the birds chirping in the background. It's a beautiful day here. So without any further ado, we're going to let Dave get on board here, and we're going to explain the beautiful Whit's End Garden Railroad. All right, so again, I'm here with Dave Whittemore, and I'm going to let Dave talk a little bit about the overview of the garden, kind of the progression through time, and then we'll move down to the actual trains and get some views of the very interesting trains running. So Dave, take it away.
Okay, we've been here for over 40 years. This backyard started out as a typical suburban backyard with grass and swing sets and sandboxes, and we raised our 3 children here. And as they moved away, we started to expand with gardens. The garden right in front here is the first garden that we added. It wasn't added in this configuration necessarily back then, but since then it's just kind of evolved and expanded and done everything else that it could possibly do. To now we have a collection of over 500 different named hostas, as well as other shade plants and perennials, as well as an extensive conifer and deciduous tree collection that is all miniatures and dwarfs that are incorporated with the train.
Ah, beautiful. So down you can see the welcoming pavilion there. We're going to go ahead and walk on down, and then just over here, now this little
This is
the area here. Wait, what's this, Dave? You told me about this.
This is our tree house now. It used to be our hot tub, but we didn't spend a lot of time in the hot tub, so we removed the hot tub, screened the walls in, and now we spend every night in there.
Beautiful.
And afternoons too, and a lot of naps.
Yeah. All right, folks, what we're going to do, take a quick pause. We're going to relocate down, and we'll start showing you some of the other garden features as well as the trains. Okay.
Okay, this is the first railroad on our tour. This is just the section crew. The Gandy dancers are out checking the track today, going past a nice hosta garden and a wine barrel. That's
What scale is that, Dave?
that is G scale.
Okay.
They're very tired by the end of the day.
That's a lot of handwork.
They go around and around. In the background there is Barry the buffalo, up there.
All right, let me go over here and see him.
He keeps an eye on everything back here.
Now, how do you control the trains, Dave? I mean, because I'll admit, folks, I'm not a very experienced garden railroader. Obviously, you guys know my layout, and I know DCC and whatnot, but how are these actually controlled and safely operated outside?
These are all DC.
Okay.
They are plugged, no batteries. They are plugged and controlled from a controller that hangs off the side of the wine barrel. So.
Now, could you actually operate them if it was inclement weather in the rain, or would you not prefer to run them?
They usually don't operate in the rain.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Electricity and water just
tend to not mix very well, right? All right. So now we're going to go over to the main area, and we'll do a quick pause, and we'll show you that. All right, folks. So here we are. We'll say is the main garden railroad portion of it, and again, I'll let Dave talk a little bit about this section.
This section was built in 2012 as an elevated garden. As you get older, it's more fun to have something elevated so you can sit on a stool and do your work. My wife wanted a waterfall and I wanted a train, so we compromised and we built the elevated railroad.
You got them both. Perfect. Yeah.
And We use stainless steel tracks so it can stay out in all kinds of weather. We usually wrap the train up for the winter around the 1st of September. So we bring the trains out when we're going to operate them. The die-cast cars are also brought out when we're going to use the trains. The buildings stay out, but anything that rusts doesn't stay out all the time. All the plants that are on here are true dwarfs or miniatures, grown to be in scale with the train, and
so they're not super trees,
no.
which most folks are familiar with. HO scale super trees, which tends to be the very popular version of HO scale trees that people use.
No, these are all live trees.
Yep. Everything here is live. Everything you see is live.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Except the folks on the way.
Well, correct. Beautiful.
But,
Yep.
yeah. So,
All right. So what we're going to do, folks, is okay. Anything else?
it's evolved.
Yep. Yep.
Now this being the 8th year that it's been in operation.
8 years. Mm-hmm.
Some of the trees are starting to mature, but mature for them might be 24 inches tall. So they're never going to get to be 20-foot tall trees.
Right, yeah.
And, so that's about where.
So you just have to occasionally trim them, perhaps, to kind of keep them in scale.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
or to keep the trains running because they tend to grow out.
Because they are
right
real
away.
trees, so
Yeah,
like a
they
real
grow
tree,
right away.
they're going to go where nature wants to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, so folks, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of look around all 4 sides. There's something very nice to see on all 4 sides, and we're going to get some views of the train running. And I mentioned to Dave, I noticed he's got the Pensy power and the Pensy cabin, so kudos for that. So we'll take a quick pause and we'll see some close-ups.
So the layout size is 15 by 20.
15
22 feet.
by 22 feet. Okay. All right. Hey, Dave. Now, for the buildings and whatnot, are they commercially available G-scale kits that you can purchase?
Yes, they are. Some of them, Aristocraft was one of the big companies that's gone out of business right after I got into it.
Oh, figures, yeah.
Yeah, so, but some of the ready-made structures were by Aristocraft. The rest of them are by Pico.
Ah, okay. Mm-hmm.
Pico, whichever.
Tomato, right?
Yeah.
Cato, Cotto. I don't know.
Yeah.
Now, where do you actually obtain miniature trees and whatnot? 'Cause I've never heard that you could actually get
There are
those.
local nurseries that do carry them.
Really? Okay.
Locally, as in right in the village of Hamburg where we live.
Okay.
And not too far away, or we do by mail order also.
Interesting. Okay. Now, are they substantially more expensive than regular size, or are they just
Not necessarily. What kills you is the shipping.
if you order mail? Gotcha.
Mail
Right.
order,
Right.
so.
Yeah.
If you can find it locally, you're going to save money.
Okay. Like I said, here come the Pensy power. Nickel plate covered hopper, like that. That's good. Some New York Central, Bessie. Awesome.
Buffalo Creek was the big flour manufacturer.
Oh yes, yep. I have a couple HO scale Buffalo Creek. Yep.
In Buffalo.
Yep. All right, let's hop around to the front side and get a good look at the waterfall. Okay, go ahead, Dave.
Okay. The house on the corner with the ant crawling on the roof is
It is outside, so.
yeah. is Barb and my house. We're sitting on the front porch with our 2 dogs, Maggie, the West Highland White Terrier, and Molly the Scotty, who passed away last summer.
Aw.
Also on the porch is our son Greg, who had just returned from the Navy when we built this.
Cool, yeah.
And so that's him coming home in 2013 to help us run the railroad.
And here's the waterfall that Dave's wife Barb wanted to have. Now, how does that actually work? How do you actually get the running water?
Well, there's a pump in the pond that circulates the water up to the top waterfall and refills it at a pretty good rate because we have some nice noise coming from that. It kind of drowns out all the background noises except sirens.
Yeah, it figures, folks. I was out there talking to Dave, and of course, we're outside, so we're outside. And as soon as we started recording, a couple police sirens. You might hear them a little bit, but we tried to pause and avoid that. But that's just what you get when you're outside. So.
But the surfer girls are ready to get their lessons on surfing. I don't know if they can catch a big wave here, but they're at least interested in it.
Yeah. Now in the wintertime, because we are in Hamburg, New York, up along the lakes, do you have to drain the water? Or, does it sit there and just freeze?
I remove the pump.
Yep.
And the water just freezes in place.
Okay.
And everything is fine after that.
Okay.
But all I do is remove the pump.
Right.
And that's it for the winter.
All right, so here we are on the side across from the waterfall. And there we have the waiting platform for the folks. There's a gas station. Anything in particular, Dave? Any?
Texaco. A lot of attendants giving a lot of attention to the two young ladies.
Obviously, yeah, makes sense. Yeah. Now, it just so happens, if you look closely, I am in this video. I'm in the garden right down there. There's a videographer. That's yours truly. Shrunk down to, honey, I shrunk the garden railroad visitor.
Half an inch to a foot.
There you go, yeah. Awesome. Now Dave's got some very interesting reefers here, beer reefers. Dave, what are the stories behind these particular reefers?
Well, these are Buffalo based, or Iroquois beer, of course, was a big Buffalo beer back in the day. Black Label was another Canadian beer that was often talked about in Buffalo, and then my other interest lies with the Great Lakes shipping, and so another Great Lakes brewing car. And the caboose on the end is from Bethlehem Steel, which is just 5 miles from here, and was quite the place.
Is it still standing, or are they digging?
It's some of it is.
Some of it, okay, yeah.
Some of it is still standing.
Yeah, I know.
They're not making steel there anymore.
I grew up in the Allentown, Pennsylvania area, and my in-laws still live in Bethlehem. Now, so Bethlehem Steel was huge down there, but it's not a casino.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's amazing the difference. I remember being there as a kid, going down and seeing some Reading trains running through the steel, and now it's totally gone. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hate to say this, I remember stealing Carling Black Label from my dad when I was younger. I can't say it's the greatest beer I ever had, but it's what we obtained.
It was always the commercial that got me, Hey Mabel, Black Label.
Yeah. Okay, our final side here has got the campground. What's going on here?
Well, a lot of my family is interested in camping, so And die-cast cars make some nice-looking campers from the 50s. And it just seemed like a natural space for an area that I need access to, that once I move the vehicles out of the way, I can get access to the pump and stuff.
Ah, okay, so that's what, gotcha.
Yeah, so that's why it's all temporary buildings. And nice assortment of people having fun doing what you do when you're camping.
Yeah, nice, yeah. And they got the reefers of beer right around the corner
That's
here,
right.
so they got plenty of entertainment. Yeah.
The cold beer is right around the corner.
All right, folks. Now we're going to hop over to the other railroad here, which I believe is an ON3.
ON30.
ON30. So we're going to take a quick pause, go over there, and enjoy that layout. All right, so the final railroad here in the garden is the ON30, and what's the story here, David?
Okay, this started out as the first railroad, actually, and it was located up in our tree house on top of our hot tub before we removed the hot tub. So it's about the size and shape of a hot tub.
It looks like a hot tub. Now that you mention it, yeah, it does look like that. Yeah.
Now, this one was the first one, and this is actually an indoor train that we just bring outside for nice weather days. It runs as ON30. That's a narrow gauge O scale train that runs on HO scale track. The HO scale track just snaps together, so it's an easy, quick change to put it away at night. This can be put away in less than 20 minutes. So, it does have an operating waterfall up on top there, and all the trees on this one, again, are live. The outside border is my herb garden, so it's got thyme and rosemary and oregano and
nice.
peppers and all sorts of things in it. Which
now speaking of, let me ask a dumb question. Do you grow anything here that you actually can use to cook with?
yeah, all the herbs.
All the herbs.
can be
Okay,
used for
excellent.
cooking.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Yeah. Beautiful. I see the old Twinkie, billboard there. That's cool.
Yeah, now the buildings on here are a mixture of MTH, Atlas, Bachman, Lionel. I guess that's probably about it. You'd think I had a fixation with beer with the Budweiser.
I'm starting to wonder there, Dave.
But I don't drink at all.
All right, let me go around the other side and get a view from the other corner here.
Nickel plate booster, or a nickel plate police car in there.
Oh, awesome. He does have good taste in his railroads, I will say that. And there's all the external herbs and all that. It's really nice.
Yeah, I didn't mention basil. There's some basil in there.
Basil, you got it all. You got it all, yeah. Gotta say, it's very, very relaxing. Just hearing the steam engine run, the waterfall, the birds. It's very nice. Now here's the actual train station of the garden. And what's the story with this, Dave?
This started out as a standard garden shed, which in probably 2011 or 2012, we raised the roof on it and put an overhang roof, and we added the bay window. So it still functions as our garden shed. But it has the appearance of being a thicket or train stations.
Yeah. And that's what, the Western Union at the old sign up there for the telephone? Awesome, yeah.
And of course you got to show the sign over Andy's head there.
Yeah, so here's, I'm going to zoom in on these two gentlemen. They don't know that I'm shooting them. But to the right is Andy McVeigh. He was kind of the instigator of our little trip here. Say hi, Andy.
Hi, Andy.
And then Bill Schaff, my partner in crime, who always comes along with me. So thanks to Andy for reaching out to Dave to allow him to set up the visit today, and Bill for coming along. And I just need to, this is definitely important for Andy. So you're just going to make sure that we're aware of the situation around the garden here. Okay.
Just remember what's over your shoulder, Andy. Just remember what's over your shoulder there. Right behind you.
The sign behind you. All right, folks, for those of you who may be a little more botanically inclined, and since we have the unique opportunity to be at such a beautiful actual garden, the next segment is going to be by Dave. He's going to explain a little bit about the actual garden aspects. If that doesn't turn your locomotive drivers or whatnot, skip ahead. I'll put some timestamps down below. But if you're interested, stick by, and we're going to have some a little more details on the actual botanical aspects of the garden itself. Okay.
Okay. In the garden, we have, as I said, we have over 500 individually named hostas. Hostas come from very small to very large. On the train, I do have quite a collection of mini hostas, which are like the ones shown right here, both in the ground and in the little pots. And they make it a little bit wider, but they don't get much taller ever. They're always going to be a smaller looking hosta. Along the side here, these are some medium to small to medium hostas, and we do get a lot of children that come through here, and we found we needed a buffer between
okay, yes.
the child
I
and
see
the
that.
train.
Yep.
So to keep them hands off or hands free, we've added a little bit of buffers.
Yep.
But then, you know, there's more minis that go all the way around on the sides here. But then after you've had the minis, then you have the large.
Let me pause and turn around here. Yep. Okay.
Then after we've talked about the minis, we have the large ones. The flowerscape on this is Liberty, and the flowerscape on this one is about 5 feet long, and is one of the bigger hostas we have in our yard.
Beautiful. Yeah.
And, but as you can see, hostas come in all shapes and sizes and colors, and I don't want to bore you by reading the names of them all, but there are a number of them.
This way? Okay, sure. Yeah, right there. Now, are they hard to care for, Dave, or is it just no? Okay.
They're fairly easy.
I do not have a green thumb. I mean, I try to.
They basically.
My wife and I kill any plant we ever get for some reason.
They basically die to the ground in the fall.
They do. Okay.
And they come back up.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And we fertilize them and water them, and that's about all we do.
Oh, you gotta do. Okay.
We do on the train also have quite a collection of Japanese maples. This is a fern leaf one that provides a very nice setting for the train. But there are several other varieties, including red leaves and others, but they're going to full size out at about 30 inches to maybe 36 inches.
Oh, they will? Okay.
But we will keep them trimmed to a manageable size. And this area here is Patriots Corner. As a Navy vet, I like to remember all those I served with. The hosta just to the left of the American flag is called American Hero, and the hosta to the right of the American flag is called Purple Heart. So like I say, we call this Patriots Corner.
Very nice. Awesome. I just want to thank Dave for his service from one vet to another. Thank you very much, Dave.
Thank you for yours.
Yeah. Okay.
As every hosta in the garden has its own unique story. This one here is called London Fog. The president of the Western New York Hosta Society, Mike Shadrack, is a former London Bobby. So this is our little tribute to him and his service to his country.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, this hosta is Frank Lloyd Wright, an architect of some stature.
Some stature, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
This is one of the larger hostas, and it's doing very well in our garden. And actually has a piece of artwork, Frank Lloyd Wright artwork, hanging right above it.
Awesome. Okay.
Okay, this hosta is Niagara Falls. You can almost see the falls in the leaves with all the rippling and curving in them. So it's another of the giant hostas.
Nice, very nice. Yep, I definitely can see the ripples. Yep. Okay.
Okay, this plant here is one of the plants that we get the most questions about when we have open.
It's beautiful. It's really interesting looking. Yeah.
It is known as an acanthus or bear's britches. And those flower stalks will come up and they will bloom probably 4 to 6 weeks. It has giant leaves on it and it seeds itself. So this year is the most flower stalks we've ever had on it. But with that many stalks, we'll probably have twice as many next year.
Really beautiful. That is really, really impressive.
in your career? What was your background?
I was a field service engineer for 3 years.
Okay.
Technical.
I thought maybe you were a horticulturist.
What field?
When you laid this out, did you build this first and then put the flooring in?
We built that in 2005. Last year, we There are, I don't know if anybody does stainless steel casting. I haven't seen this ad advertised. Nickel silver, or a lot of people use that. Well, a lot of people with this size design to make this size. So they got the battery on board. They can have plastic stuff. All that.
It used to be a huge, and it went all the way over. was in the townhouse.